Hey everybody, I'm Ebonee. This is Ebonee's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video about how to create stencils for really cheap using the Cricut. So hopefully you guys that are watching either have a Cricut or someone that you know has one, because this is going to save you a lot of money if you want to stencil your furniture. Now when I posted this video, one of you guys asked me how did I make the stencil, so I'm more than happy to share that with you now. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel, and let's hop right into the video.
It's Ebonee's Creativity.
Okay, so here is my desktop, and I'm going to open Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go over here where it says New Project. Click that. I'm going to click in Images, which is right here. Then I'm going to click here and type in the search bar Aztec, because those are the kind of designs that I like. So some of these are way too difficult to use for these purposes. So I like this one, so let's try this one. So if I wanted to make a stencil out of this, a few things that I would have to think about. One, this black part is not connected to this black part at all. So they will print out as two totally different things. This will be its own piece and this will be its own piece. I don't want that. I want the whole image. So what I'm going to do is connect them. I'm going to come over here to where it says Shapes. I'm going to click that. I'm going to select a square. A square pops up. I'm going to unlock it and turn it into a rectangle. I'm going to connect these two black pieces with this. This will slightly alter the way the image looks, but I'm okay with that because in a stencil, it's more so about the bigger image than it is about individual pieces. So I'm going to use that. Now this black piece is attached to this black piece. I could do more if I wanted to. Let's just go for it. I'm right clicking to duplicate this a bunch of times. And I'm going to also make a rectangle from there to there. And actually, I just duplicate this one. And from here to here. Now, this will all be one connected image. In order to make it, if I try to move it now, they still move independently of each other. So if I went to print this out, this would be one image and still would be this separate piece from this. But if I use my rectangles and I highlight all of this, and then I go down in the corner here where it says attach and weld, I'm going to choose both of those. So attach and weld. Now this is all one image. It moves together. If I wanted to make a stencil that was large, I could duplicate the whole thing as many times as you need for your stencil, however long you need it to be for your piece of furniture. And I could do the same thing. Grab my shape, because who wants to deal with a stencil where you have to put this one down, then this one down, then this one down? It's much easier if they're all connected. So I'll take this and connect those two. And I'll take this one and connect these two. And I will attach and weld those so that it's all one piece. If I wanted this to be the look that I was going for, I would be okay to just print it out. But I want the inverse of this. So I want where it's white to be black and where it's black to be white. The way that I do that is to grab another square. Let me unlock it. And cover up the whole thing and select that and go back down over here to where it says slice. Once I click slice, this will give me the inverse. So I will print this one out and show you how it looks, and then I will print this one out and show you how it looks. Okay, so both of these are cut out now. And here is the one that is on bottom here. So I always, every time I'm using my Cricut, I always try it out on cardstock just to make sure, because I never get it right the first time. As you can see, this one is not right either, because I've still got two pieces. So this would be this one, which I guess this part would be okay to stencil over, but I need like a frame, something that's connecting it. I would like to have this part be on here. As for this one, this is how that printed out. And as you can see, oops, I just broke that one. I don't think I selected the right kind of material. But anyway. This one has the same problem. It's cut, but I'm just only getting this piece. So when that happens, you have to go back in and make more connections. So this I know is not the one that I want. So now I'm working on this right here, and I'm just going to continue to add in as many rectangles as it takes to connect this. So now I know that I need something to connect this piece to this. So I can just add another rectangle. And this will slightly alter the way that the design looks again, but I don't care. If you care about that, then you can select another design. Or do whatever you have to do. I'm going to connect it on the top and on the bottom. Actually, I'm going to bring this down to where it connects this middle part too. Oh, you can see that. So basically it's all about just making adjustments until you get it how you need it to be. So now I have a piece that will connect this black piece to this black piece to this black piece to this black piece. And that should give me my desired result. So also, if you're going to be doing a stencil that repeats, like say this isn't long enough to do your project, but this is the longest mat you have, you would want to add another connector over here on the edge, or over here on the edge. That way when you print it out, you will have a line, and then you can match it up with the line on the previous stencil, and you can keep going. So hopefully that makes sense. Basically, it'll give you a point of reference to where you should start the next stencil. So this would serve as like your spacer. So you'd add another one here. And then when you go to lay your stencil again, you just line it up with the line that's on one of the previous ones. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to duplicate this 6 times. I think that's 6. And I'm going to do the same thing over my whole pattern. Because I want to make sure that all my black sections are connected. And like I said, it did change the design a little bit, but I'm perfectly fine with that. So I'm going to select all of that and attach that, weld it. But I'm going to just stop right now and go ahead and print it out and see what if I need to make any more connections. It's really hard to tell with it on the computer. So if I made a mistake, I can detach. I'm trying to really make sure that I get it onto this black piece in the center so that it's all one piece. Okay, now I can attach and weld. I think this might work. So I'm gonna go ahead and print this out, and then let's see what we have. All right, so this just finished cutting, and this is how it looks. And I'm happy with this. This is more in line with what I wanted. So, oops, I ripped that one off. But anyways, I can tell that this is what I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my plastic poster board, and then I will be able to go ahead and print this. This is what plastic poster board looks like. You get a huge poster size sheet from Michaels for $2. It's by Createology. You get 22 inches by 28 inches. So here's what the tag looks like, just in case you're not sure. This big sheet is $1.99 at Michaels. So that's where I got this from. A huge sheet. You can get many, many mats. You can make many, many stencils. And that's why these are so cheap, because really this is the only material that you need to buy. And it's hella cheap. $1.99, you can't beat that. One stencil at Michaels is like $17 or $16, $17. Some of them are cheaper, but they're not as nice, obviously. This is what you want. I've got a mat, the big mat, and I am just going to put it in here and let that cut, and then I'll be back to show you what that looks like. I am going to change the size of this to what a standard drawer would be. So sometimes these intricate little small cuts, they don't really translate well on here. So I'm just going to make this whole thing a little bit bigger. Since I have a bigger mat and I already have a big piece cut out, I'm going to make this, let's say I can make it, 13 inches. Let's do 14. So you'll be able to see really well. I'm going to make it 14 by 8.5. I'm going to do a 14 by 8.5. So I'm going to just go ahead and make this, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. I just wanted to say that these small little lines, sometimes they don't cut well. They will break like this piece did when I cut the first one right here. So the larger the size, the better it is. For the material, I'm going to choose acetate, and I am going to choose more pressure. It's cut in 1 or 2 passes, so this might take a while, but that's fine. So now we're just gonna wait for this to finish, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this has finished printing, and so I am just going to remove this from the mat. Here I have a colored piece of paper, and I can put behind it so you'll be able to see it. There you go. So here is how the stencil looks, and this is reusable. You can just paint right over this. So with a little trial and error, you can really easily make a cheap stencil. If anybody learned anything, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching. If you have the time, please select another one of my videos to watch from the choices on the screen or in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.